Welcome back to the Headquarters Podcast. I'm NJLR. This is Jet. This is AM. Nigel, Quam, Angel. You know the
Not
vibes.
the PM.
Not the PM.
Mr.
Fuck the
Dayquil.
Dayquil. Fuck the NyQuil. We
Not the
appreciate
Benadryl.
We appreciate you guys for the last two video, all the love and support we've been getting. It's crazy. We're at 14 subs as of right now.
I think 15. I think we hit 15.
15 with only 2 videos up. Again, we only upload once a week, which that there's a possibility that might change. We have some gaming content. We're also gonna start uploading. So
Not sponsored by Elgato.
not
Sponsored.
I mean, listen, Elgato, Manscaped, Raid, Shadow Legends. Listen.
We want it all.
We want it all. So thank you for the support again. We got a couple of very intriguing topics today.
Define intriguing.
They're very intriguing.
Okay.
It's like topics that you're like, whoa.
I didn't think you can get that in depth about
What are we talking about? We're gonna start off with future. AM, you wanna take it away, buddy?
So I guess the big thing there is like we've started off our last two, podcasts talking about us and how we met and pretty much where we are. And so we think it'd be a good idea to kind of project off that and go to where we see ourselves in the future. Like where do we see things going? I actually don't want to start this off with you, Nigel, sorry to say, because you had a fairly recent development. You're now a father.
Yeah.
Tell us, like, that's within the last year. Tell us how life has been different since becoming a father. Like, what's new? What's changed that's not in your norm anymore?
Like I'm still the jokester out of the group. Like I like making jokes. I like making people laugh. But it's when I'm with my family, when I'm with my 2 girls, I'm very serious and I'm always like on high alerts about anything that's around us. You see a whole bunch of crazy shit online, and you never want to be a part of that situation. So I do everything in my powers not to be in that situation. If we don't have to go somewhere, I'm not gonna go. We're gonna stay home, and then I'll do whatever we need to at home. I used to be a speedy driver, little Speedy Gonzalez.
Go Speed Racer!
Even with my baby not in the car, I'm still going like speed limit, if not like maybe 5 over. That's it.
You passed me on the highway yesterday, and then I passed you, and then I didn't see you again.
Oh, that's because I took the exit.
Actually, you're right. I think I saw you like getting off the exit, and then I didn't see you again.
I only did that because Carlos started laughing in the back. She was like, "Look at Angel trying to beat us," and I said,
I was behind a car. Who was I gonna beat?
"Me."
You know what's funny too?
And I wasn't gonna let that happen.
It's funny. I did notice that too.
I was also on the phone at the time.
You're bad. You just incriminated yourself.
You're bad.
Yeah.
There's Bluetooth for a reason. What do you mean? On the phone, on Bluetooth. My car has Android Auto now.
It does.
I was gonna say mine's don't yet. That's probably
Ever.
why. No, we will.
Get your manual car out of here.
I love it. Because I noticed that too. Because we used to race each other on the highway a lot. Like, like there was time when I first got my Volkswagen, you had pity, and we were racing on going to work, and now you don't.
We used to race from. There was a sangria fest that we had in Ghent, which is maybe like
Oh my god!
like
yeah.
what, half an hour away from
Like
from us.
45, yeah.
About 45, yeah.
And we used to speed going down like Hudson and Castleton and shit like that.
People don't
It's
know where
over the
Hudson and Castle is.
Way up there.
It's way up
The
there.
countryside.
Yeah.
Well, do you remember that time that you called me and I was at home and you was like, haha, I cut you over. I was sticking my middle finger at you.
Oh my god! It was somebody else. Yeah. Yo, I felt so bad. So I don't usually drive like an asshole. I don't. And the thing is like at the time, he always drove like an asshole. So there was somebody in front of me, I swear. Like, same color hair, same curls, same car color. I could not make this up. And I cut this dude off laughing in the rearview mirror because I thought it was Nigel. Then I stuck my hand out the window and flipped him off. And I called him. I was like, yo, what are you doing? And he's like, oh.
I was on the couch,
Like,
and we're on FaceTime, and I was on the couch, and I showed Carla, and then Kwam like went silent.
I'm like, yo. I'm like, there's no way I just did that.
Man turned around. He slowed down, waited for the guy to cut him and said, I'm so sorry.
Yo, like, bro, like, I literally felt, like, disgusted. I was like, I can't believe I just did that. So, if this happened, what, like 3 years ago?
Yeah.
If it was about 3 years ago on 87th South and somebody cut you off and you were driving a Red Cross tour, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought it was this man.
Yo, when he said that, I was crying because he was so adamant about it being me.
Yo,
And
it felt like I was being gaslit. I was like, no. He's like, no, like, I'm literally home. I was like,
I had to FaceTime him, like, just so he knew I wasn't lying.
yeah. I feel like shit. But
I came up with a rule. When you sneeze, you get 3 bless yous from me. Anything after that, I'm telling you to shut the fuck up.
I don't stop.
First of all, that's aggressive.
Even Carla got to the point where she was like, we were living in Manans, and we got like really into like Pokemon openings and shit like that. Kwam would come over and he would sneeze like profusely. And Carla would be like,
say it with your chest.
Profusely, expeditiously.
Demure.
It's giving runny nose. It's giving boogers. It's giving demure.
Ew.
And Carla had to be like, all right, well,
shut the fuck up.
So you're gonna stop sneezing or you're gonna die. There's no in between.
We're just gonna be really rude.
The entire time, yeah. That's just my life. I have to get shots, unfortunately.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That's actually a good question. Like, I'll be honest. Like,
I don't even know.
I don't. Like, I don't. Like,
Honestly,
a lot.
that's a respectable answer. Rather than people be like,
I want to do this. I can see myself doing that.
I'm gonna be, I want to own my own business. Well, it takes a long. If you don't already have the funds, the finances, the knowledge,
or not even that, just like keeping it simple. You don't even have a plan,
which most people don't.
Like, how can you say you want to be a business owner and like do these types of things without like that's something you need to plan.
Well, here's the thing. So
blocks.
yeah, so like I already said, like I want to go to school for business management. Like I said, I want to do that at least next year. And as somebody who has a clothing line, Jet Lag Apparel, this is a promo hoodie. There's a lot of lessons to be learned. Like when we first started this with like the clothing line aspect for things, for example, it was good for like the first month, and then that was it. So like I'm like, all right, so what did I do wrong? So like I can't say in 5 years I want to see this take off because I might have to rebrand this whole entire company. I can't, say that. So I don't know. The way I see it is my life for the past 5 years previously, for example, was changed a lot. For the past 5 years, in the future, I can't really say what I know what I want to do, but I can't say I'm going to do it for sure because, like, for example, like, 3-4 years ago, I was supposed to be training for pro wrestling. And then what happened with the company?
I do remember that.
They never got back to me about school. And then turned to find out that the business owner for that dropped. So, boom, all right, professional wrestling, not my career. And then, obviously, me jumping from job to job. I don't know what I want to do. The same reason why when I was in college. I didn't want to go to college yet because I didn't know what to go to school for. I don't know yet. I honestly don't know. So, like, it's to the point now I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, I'm going to be 30 in 3 weeks. So.
Ooh, old ass thing.
Yeah. So now is the time for me to, like, actually, like, sit down and be like, yo, instead of me planning for the next 5 years, I'm trying to plan for the next 6 months. Like, yo, what do I need to get this done in this time?
And that's right.
Prioritize in the now.
Yeah, exactly. I think being able to break it down and like figure out what are your next steps for the next 6 months. But you don't have to plan 5-10 years ahead. If you can break down what 6 months are gonna look like, what a year is gonna look like, and you can work towards those goals, like 5 years isn't that much further away. Because like you can keep hitting 6 months goals. To hell, the 5-year goal.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at right now. Like, I don't want to put my business out there, but like 6 months ago, our credit score was not looking too hot. Now, 6 months later, your boys are getting pre-approved for credit cards. So, we working on something. So I'm more focused on like that. Like I know I want to buy a house. I know I want to buy my dream car and all this other stuff. So I'm like, let me fix this first so I can get my dream motorcycle, my dream car, and my dream house. That's what I'm working towards.
You gotta build yourself up.
Right. So like my shit got fucked up from me being a young and dumb. Now I'm like older and wiser. I'm like, all right, let's fix this. Because I work at a bank. I see people come in with bad financial decisions all the time. They get mad at me because they don't know how to finance correctly. I do not want to be that person. Like I see it every day. I feel bad, but at the same time I can't because I'm like, you did it to yourself. Like, not putting nobody's business out there. I'm not gonna say no names. Obviously, that's just to myself, and I'll put my job at risk. But somebody, quote unquote, was taking a trip overseas and wanted me to order a certain currency for that. And this person came in and says, withdraw, overdraft my account for the bills. So what? So you don't even have that planned correctly. Like you planning a trip, but you don't have no money to plan to pay for the trip when you're there. I don't want to be that person. I don't have to go to the bank and tell them like, yeah, just take it out of my account. I'll pay when I get paid. No, that's not how that works. You should be able to have the money in your account right then and there. So that's what I'm looking at. 6 months from now,
it's going to be like a snowball effect where this one little, mishap turns into
recurrent.
Yeah, maybe you miss out 2 bills, and maybe you can't pay this, and then maybe you got to put funds towards your car because, regular wear and tear, and then it just becomes.
And not to mention like emergency expenses, like who knows what can come up and what you might run into.
Exactly. Like for me, I just paid off my car. That's the biggest thing in my entire thing. I just paid that off. I just dropped about $300 to get it fixed, and now she drives way better than she has the past 4 years.
She was pretty smooth.
Mm-hmm. He was in the car with me when Nigel was getting his car. It was jumpy, but now it's good. This car's good for another $100,000+. So
it's good.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
Like I said, I can never
real
drive.
News.
I could never drive manual. That just seems like a lot of work.
It's fun. I love it.
But you do you. Whatever floats your boat, I guess.
But that's where I'm at.
I feel like you're also too big.
Keep going.
Continue.
Continue.
So typically in like a manual car, it's lower to the ground. You're more cramped because you have to deal with 3 pedals.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How are you going to be far back with the stick shift?
People do it. I've been in Miata with somebody just his height, if not brockier too, and he was driving a Miata that was slammed, and this motherfucker.
I feel like that wouldn't be comfortable.
Oh, he wasn't comfortable. He saw that car like 2 months later, but he did it.
Yeah, so for interview purpose, it's like if you're not going to enjoy the ride,
there's no point.
Yeah, why even?
Well, honestly, there is cars out there that you can't get. Like they have like Jeeps, not Jeeps, but trucks that are standard. You can get that. There's like John Cena. He's what 6'2", and he drives a
Need I
tech
remind
car.
you that I just said no? That's a lot of work. I'm good.
I know what you mean, but
Hard pass.
yeah.
Like for instance, my dream car is a Dodge Viper,
Mm-hmm.
and Dodge Vipers are only manual.
Mm-hmm. You don't know how to drive manual.
I have to learn before I get it, or else I'm gonna pull you, and I'm gonna buy the car, have it sit there, learn how to drive shift, and then boom, right there.
You said pull at me?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Buy a car before I got my license.
But see, the problem is that you said I'm gonna have it sit there, and I did not let it sit there.
Yeah,
I didn't have my license, but I still drove.
Yeah, he was still on that shit.
That's where the discrepancy comes in.
Yeah.
Demure.
Word of the day.
Demure.
Adrian, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Because out of all the close friends and family, I feel like I have a better understanding of where you see yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Quam really does. I don't know if you guys talk about that stuff.
Quam don't like me.
That's crazy.
On a day-to-day basis.
That's crazy. I'm gonna be honest. Don't do that. No, don't do that.
I'm gonna be honest.
Nah, you know I love you.
I'm just like, yo, I just got really bad at texting people, to be honest.
That's valid. We're all adults. We have our own lives.
When you grow older.
Exactly.
Yeah, I literally look at my phone. I'm just. And then the one time I did want y'all to text me, I didn't even see the fucking notification. So,
Yesterday.
Yeah, I was watching like. I was
less
watching
than 12 hours ago.
Yeah, I was watching TV, and I'm like, yo, when are we doing this podcast? But this piece of shit food.
You're really pulling out that Trump voice. It's everywhere.
Yo, this shit's getting me tight. Oh, honestly, my nose is clearing up. That Benadryl kicked in.
There you go.
So,
right,
you talking to shit.
Yo, let me talk my shit.
5 years from now, well, a lot of people know I'm in school.
Mhm.
I think I will say there is a slight gray area because at the end of the day, my goal when I finish school and like have everything said and done is to be an NP. I think that's well known, but there's a certain time frame, right, to where I'll finish my degree now and to the point where I get my master's and start working to take the test to become an NP. That area is kind of gray. That middle area, like I know where my starting point is and I know where my end point is. I have an idea of what's gonna fill in that gray area, but that isn't necessarily set in stone. Like I know I'll finish school in like 2 years, and then my idea is to get into an accelerated bachelor's program and go straight to my bachelor's, and from there go into an accelerated master's program and go right for my master's. Now, to become an NP, you have to have a year of critical care experience, so I'd have to work in a hospital for a year. And then I also am thinking,
do your hours in the hospital now
no,
count? Okay.
nope, it'd have to be a year after I get my bachelor's. But with that being said, I'm also thinking, say I work in a hospital for some time, some hospitals will pay for you to finish school. So like, do I want to do school and hospital time, or only hospital time, work to the point where, I find a hospital that'll pay for me to finish school and go from there, which is an option in some way that'll save me some money, but that'll also delay my timeline a bit. And we've also had the conversation of like you're a kid, and I've said it from the get-go, like by the time I'm like 35, maybe a little before, maybe a little after, is kind of where I'm looking at like having my first kid. So to say a clear path and a clear point in which where I'm going to be in 5 years, there's an end goal, but the area around the end goal is still gray.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, that's valid. Like, at least yours way more planned out than any of ours. So, like, at least you know the steps you got to do and how to do it. It's just a matter of, like, what.
And that's the thing, too. Like, so let's, again, not like shit on you or anything, but, like, let's say I've always kind of also pictured it in the terms of if I want to look at a 10-year plan, right? Say I'm an NP in 5 years. I was thinking not even to spend 1 year in critical care, but do 2 years in critical care. Because one of the requirements to be a CRNA is 2 years of critical care. So say I'm an NP in 5 years, and then 10 years from there, I'm like, I'm tired of like general practice. I want to specialize in something. I can then transition over into being a CRNA, and won't have to worry about getting that critical care experience still. So I can completely switch my career path and realistically won't have to change too much about what I'm doing. So just kind of ideas that I've kind of planned out for the future and like left doors open more than anything.
Yeah. I think for me, honestly, like, if I had to say something that I see myself doing in 5 years, I would, like, I know what I wouldn't love it to be, and that's to be something with wrestling. Like, I don't give a if I was a fucking announcer. If I'm part of that business, then I know, like, for me personally, I'll be happy. But the wrestling business is a tricky business, and it's a very scary one.
Vince McMahon.
It's a very scary one.
Documentary.
It's a very scary one. But that's, like, the only thing that I always thought of, like, when I was a kid. Like, my 5-year, 10-year plan was WWE. That was always the end goal. But now time's different. I can't really say that anymore. So now it's like I gotta rethink my whole 5-year, 10-year, because the thing I was working forward to kept getting snatched away every single time I got the chance to do it, even in Poughkeepsie.
See, I feel like goals and ambitions should be separate until you have a common middle ground that could get you to either or. Right? It's not out of the way.
Elaborate.
So ambitions, it's something that you're like really interested in, right? Mm-hmm. So, Quam has, Crohn's that we talked about. and there's other wrestlers that also have Crohn's. So that's not like a disability or anything that's stopping someone from doing something.
What wrestler has Crohn's?
Oh, a few of them. There's
Really?
Big Swole, Preston Vance.
Big Swole. That's crazy because
His name is Big Swole.
No, her. That's
name
the
is
wife
Big
of
Swole.
Cedric Alexander.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah,
continue.
no, there's a few of them.
so
I was just curious.
So it's like for your goals, it's something that you're actually like physically trying to work at. Ambitions is somewhere you see yourself doing or being. You can't have an ambition if you're not working towards your goals. As soon as you hit a goal, that ambition gets closer and closer and closer, so that way it doesn't seem like an impossible task.
Right.
I mean, I feel like just kind of in that same vein, though, goals themselves are constantly moving and constantly changing.
Yeah.
Like, you hit one goal, that doesn't mean you stop. That means you now set a new goal and work towards that one.
Yeah,
or if you didn't hit
but
one goal and you just don't give up, you find another one.
I've never heard of someone saying, "Oh, I can't hit."
Bro,
my...
your legs are hairy. You need to shave your legs, boy.
This is my kneecap. I've never heard of someone saying, "Oh, I gotta change my ambitions." Like that's something that you feel. Like you could change a goal path, but right, that's why I feel like they have to be separated.
I can see that.
It varies. Like I said, like I feel like if you can't hit a certain goal, it's rather it be something that you personally can't do or just something happened. If you find a new goal, you never really like get off the railroad. You just find another try.
Yeah.
So, but in terms of like the ambition thing, yeah, that too. Like you can be very ambitious on something, but at the end of the day, it doesn't always end up being.
Yeah,
what
but
you want to do.
ambitions don't change.
True.
I think ambitions themselves are more of a feeling than a set path or a set like endpoint.
Yeah.
Like, so I feel like that's more of a symptom of why ambitions don't change, because ambitions, it's more of an emotional response than it is like a physical achievement. Like if you are an ambitious person and you have ambitions, it's something of always wanting to do more and achieve more, not necessarily like having goals in and of itself is a symptom of being ambitious, right? So I wouldn't necessarily say they need to be separate and like have a middle ground so much as to say is they kind of tie into each other. Like there are two things that if you have one, you innately have the other. Like if you have goals, you are innately ambitious, I would say.
Yeah. No, my ambition.
Ambitions of a hustler, as a rough rider.
Speaking of
Ambitions
which,
of a rough.
you said what, you're 30 now?
Yeah.
You old ass nigga, bro.
How old are we 30? 29?
You
Or 30?
29.
29?
29.
Damn. I'm a back hurts. I'm getting old.
Sound
Uh,
Bro, I was doing dishes today, and I went to put that shit.
that
in the-
arthritis was kicking your ass, dude.
bro. Like, I made a weird noise. Sarah was like, "What was that?" I was like, "I can't get up."
He was watching.
I can't move.
He was watching the video.
I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Lacking.
This shit's already on the internet. And once it's on the internet, it's on the internet forever.
Not compared to the video.
No, nigga. Once it's shown, it's shown, bro. That's it. There's people. You don't, bro. People have their ways. Trust me. They will.
Wayback
find it.
Machine.
Yeah, there's a thing.
From way back.
Way back.
From way back.
Yeah.
From Maybach.
Maybach music.
So that's just a little bit of
That was like our
future.
deepest talk. Yeah.
And like, mind you, my future is just basically making sure that my family and my daughter specifically
Are good.
are good and set. Like when Angel was talking about the CNRA, I once was in the process of trying to become anesthesiologist, but it's like now that's thrown out the window because my family depends on me too much. And as an anesthesiologist, how many hours are you doing?
But then that just goes right back to what we are just talking about. Like your goals change.
Yeah.
So like it's.
Because we had a conversation way
I know
back.
we were supposed to start school together back in the
way,
day.
way back. Shit just happens.
Shit happens. Shit changes. You move your goals around.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's funny too, because think about it too. Like, that has nothing to do with that, obviously, but like just that whole situation. Because like way back, with another old friend of mine, I was supposed to get my motorcycle license with him, and I ended up getting diagnosed. Was in the hospital for 2 weeks, and it took me 4+ years just to get that license now. So it's not like you can't not get it. Like, you still can. You just have to find a way around to make it work.
Yeah, you gotta find. It's just a matter of finding your own path.
Yeah.
Like you know what your goal is. You know what you want to do. Now, how do you get there?
Yeah. Like, you was gonna do it with him. He ended up going. Things happen with you. Obviously, you have a beautiful daughter. Now,
It's my goddaughter.
it's my niece.
Also, when this man becomes a father, whatever lucky ladies out there,
Uh-oh.
What is that supposed to mean?
When you walk, I don't know. That's the first thing that came to my head. Was saying,
when you walk away,
you gonna hear me say, please, don't go. I'm pretty sure that shit's bite. Like, I'm sure
Nah,
it's
this
bite.
guy, he's great with children. He's great with animals. Like any lucky lady would be. Oh, yeah, come here, big. I love you, bro. I love you too, bro.
I love you, man. I love you too, man. Yeah, I'm
Edit
dead.
all of them.
Nah, that's dang. That's dang. I'm doing the editing now. Carla, look at me. I'm the
I'm the captain now. Yeah.
Look at me.
Look at me. Honestly, since we're on the topic of like real shit, cons in a relationship.
Oh boy.
Because
That's
I
a can of worms.
know what I bring to the table, and I know what I can change, and I know what I don't feel like I need to change. So, just getting personal, me and Carla, we have a beautiful daughter. She feels like I'm not financially there. It's just I don't help her as much as I think I do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that I have to work on. Just getting her ready for daycare and, attending to her when she's crying and making sure that Carla is also her own person. So those are things that I need to work on. And, Carla definitely felt like she was alone throughout like most of the pregnancy and even when Eno was born after that, because when she would cry during the night, I'm a heavy sleeper, and I tell her, I'm like, listen, babe, please wake me up, and it's like it's a battle, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying like harder to actually be, the partner she deserves and the father that Eno deserves. I'm also like, I hate jealousy in a relationship because I feel like if I'm not
That's a given now.
if I'm not doing anything for you to think that I'm doing something, there's no reason why you should be jealous. If all my attention is on you and you alone, and I'm not entertaining anybody else, I don't know why you should constantly have these issues.
Go ahead. You can start that one.
I feel like jealousy is a given in any relationship, to be honest. Like, I feel like that's just gonna happen. Like,
Angel can't wait to partake in this.
Yeah, I know he can't. But like, for someone like me, like, for example, like with Sarah, like, this is my first relationship in like
Years.
It's been like at least a decade.
Yeah, no, like, that's not even a joke. Like, at least if me and her been together in January, it'll be 2 years. And she still gets jealous over small things, but instead of like, I don't get mad at her. Like, I look at her kind of like sideways. I'm like, what's happening? Because one, I'm very like,
I feel like looking at someone sideways is you kind of like being annoyed.
I feel like it's
not-
also slightly condescending. Like, if you're looking at them in a weird way for an emotion that they've shown.
No, not like that. Like, I mean, like, confused. Like, when I say sideways, I mean, I'm like, huh? Like, I'm actually like trying to figure out what's happening because what I'm trying to get at. So not sideways. Let me rephrase that. I'd be looking at like confused because I'm very like airheaded when it comes to females. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there's been a few girls in the past that I didn't even know like me because I just look past certain things.
That's because you're a guy.
Well, that's probably true, but
and you only really go after like one specific.
We're not gonna get into this conversation.
I'm just saying.
Listen, you fit a stereotype.
Yeah.
You choose
One
a
demographic.
stereotype.
One demographic.
That is what you want. That is what you go for.
Uh-oh.
Spaghetti.
So, but the point I'm trying to make is like, for example, like at the she brought me to my first concert, was the Post Malone concert, and I'm just singing the Posty, like I'm only focused on him right now, and there's this girl with her friends next to us, and she's like grabbed my hoodie, but she's not trying to dance with me. She was just like also like dancing with the music too, and Sarah grabbed me and was like, no, and I'm like, why are you getting jealous? I'm like, she's just having fun. Like, I'm not dancing with the girl. I'm like, obviously I'm focused on you and Posty, but right now I'm focused on Posty. So, like, I can see like jealousy. I just like, and I didn't get mad at her about it. I was just like confused at first. I'm like, what the hell is happening? And then I put two and two together, and I was like, oh, why are you mad? Like, but she wasn't mad at me. She was just mad at the situation that happened. So with jealousy, I don't know. I feel like that just happens. Like, I get jealous with her sometimes too. Like, she be talking about like some guys that are not even real, and I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I'm like, that's kind of crazy.
Man said, I'm jealous of the fiction.
Yeah. She's like, oh my God, Gojo, he's so hot. I'm like, cool. Yep. But I'm not arguing with her about it.
This bitch.
Yeah. Come here, you stupid. No, I'm not, but.
Canceled.
Yo, facts.
I just want to reiterate what I was saying. To me, and this is solely to me, right? Jealousy. I forgot what I was saying.
All right, so I'll just go on what I was gonna say. Now that we've reached that
No,
point,
legit. I was gonna go off, but it's like, to me, jealousy is a form of you not trusting someone.
bang.
And that's me. So I feel like I'm not jealous for anything that Carla does, because one, she doesn't entertain anyone at all. Like, when we first started together, we all lived in the same house.
Shit, she didn't come out the room.
She would not talk to these guys at all. There was like
It got to the point where we thought it was damn near disrespectful.
Like,
she would just come over and not say a word, and we're like, you're in our house, right? Like,
it was to the point that she was damn near living there too. Like, she was there like every day.
like, don't get me wrong, Carla, we love you.
We did.
Now.
Yeah.
Now.
I told her about. Yeah. I think I talked to her about that. Once.
Yeah, we
like,
definitely have.
I was like, you did not. I'm like, you're in the room next to me.
So
like,
yeah, I'm not like, she doesn't give off like any jealousy type actions or anything like that. It's just, to me, if you trust me just as much as I trust you, there shouldn't be any jealousy, and that's a con for myself, because it's a feeling that I have that I need to change, and I have to do the exact same thing she's doing. So if you want something in return,
you gotta do it.
You have to do it.
And it's funny you're gonna say that. I was gonna say the same thing. Like, that's how I felt. Like, that was like my con with relationships. Was kind of like that. It was like equality. Like, if you can do one thing, then shouldn't the other person do the same?
Exactly.
That was I was gonna go with that whole same aspect. But I know Angel's been cooking, so I'm gonna let him boil.
No. He's been
simmering
in the seasonings.
No, honestly, I think you really put it exactly what I was gonna say. Like, at the end of the day, I feel like there is a healthy amount of jealousy, right?
Yeah.
So the point in which you can be in a relationship and like you're playfully jealous, that's okay. Mm-hmm. But when you start, like your example that you use, and no offense to Sarah, but I feel like if you're at a concert, right, and everyone's dancing, and you've been at parties and stuff, and you've seen like people dance next to each other, not even necessarily dancing with each other.
Yeah, just
but like if you're in a group and the group starts dancing and someone's grabbing your hoodie, whether it's a male or female, whatever the case may be, and they're just hyping you up. Yeah. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that. Yeah. Like, I don't feel like to go, no, that's not, I don't think that's necessarily the right move to make, right?
Because the girl was confused too. She was like, what the fuck just happened?
Exactly. Now, say...
Even Posty was confused.
Yeah. Posty was looking over the concert like, what the...
He's like, girl, I like you.
He said,
what the fuck?
I fall apart. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
But
But like now let's say take that same situation and say you was literally like dancing on the girl.
That's a whole different.
That's
situation.
a whole nother story.
That's
with completely exactly.
Yeah.
Not only are you doing that, you're doing that with your girlfriend right like in front of you. That's fucked up.
So to back up with you for example, like Sarah's not a big party person, so I don't think she knows the difference between someone like hyping someone up versus someone actually dancing with somebody.
Which this is the demographic that you go for,
right? But I love you. Sorry, I didn't say that. But in her defense, like that's why I didn't get mad at her when she was jealous. I'm like, you don't know, like you genuinely don't know, and that's fine. Like, it's just something you will learn. It's like, yeah, when someone, because that's what we always do, especially at the house parties, when niggas like grab your shirt, you just,
and you forget like when someone get like you hold their hoodie over their head so they can't see.
Thanks, and you beat the shit out of them while they did.
Yo, we had so many dance battles.
Oh my god, my ankle still hurt.
As soon as Belle Biv
DeVoe
came on with the poison, me and Kwame.
Like, I'm telling you, I think my ankle is still swollen until this day.
Like, yo, we would kick the fuck out of each other.
I have a video. Oh my god.
Many times I was dancing, we're like, did you hear that?
Like,
yo,
it's loud.
Yo, sparks would fly.
Like, and we're both wearing low top bands. Like, there's no ankle protection.
Straight clashing.
Like, ankle to ankle. But
have you guys ever seen Dragon Ball Z? When Goku and Vegeta would fight?
That was our ankles.
Kakarot!
Hit each other so hard it's a boom.
But and that's why I gotta say, like in her defense, she don't know no better. Like she don't know. Like her thing was going outside, smoking weed and playing with bugs. And my thing was going outside, smoking weed, getting drunk and dancing. Like that were two different sides. So that's why I'm like with her jealousy, I didn't really get mad at.
I think that also just comes from, you come from two different walks of life.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's not necessarily a con in a relationship in general, but it's something that you both can learn from. Mm-hmm. Like being in a relationship with someone that's generally more rural or someone that's more urban, it's a learning experience for both parties. It's understanding like how one party would do things versus how the other party would do things, and finding a nice middle ground between the two where both sides are happy.
Right.
Now to go back to the jealousy thing, as I was saying, like I said, there's healthy jealousy, but then there's also, like you said, there's many times in which jealousy comes from a point of not trusting your partner. Yeah. And like your partner could not be doing anything. And again, obviously we're all males, so we can't speak from a female perspective.
Right.
But there are many times where I've seen where it's like, you don't have any ill intentions or any ill will toward what situation may be, but it can be interpreted in another way.
Yeah.
Where from an outside perspective, and like I know I've personally had this happen where I've searched for an outside perspective on a situation that I was going through, because I can only see things the way I interpret them. I can only hear the stories the way a significant other has interpreted them. So looking for an outside perspective, for a middle ground to try and meld everything together and make it all make sense. Because I'm very much a logical person, and I like to take side A, side B, and side C. Take all three of those perspectives and figure out what, because you know what they say, there's three sides to every story, right? There's left, right, and middle. I like to take all three and learn where the truth really falls within those three sides.
So Angel's gone. Realistically.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I can't even do all that, bro. Like, I just live and learn, to be honest.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with, like, going through something and learning from it. I think that's, first of all, that's end goal, right? Regardless of whether you're right, you're wrong, or you're picking up another perspective. I think as long as you learn, you are doing something right.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. No. That's literally what it is. Because, like I said, with my biggest con being, like, equality, like, I'm finally on up to my side, because for the longest, I feel like Sarah's been doing everything in a relationship in terms of making sure that I was happy and she was happy, but mostly me. And, like, now, like, it took me a while, but it feels good doing the opposite. Like, now I can go ahead and say,
What do you want? Go ahead and put it in. I don't care. And like every time I come home, she goes, I want to get this. I'm like, all right, send me the link. Like, I felt for the longest like she's been doing everything, and all I've been doing is just keeping the lights on.
That's See, and that's like the opposite of me. So Carla's like, I don't care about the money.
Yeah.
You're just not there.
Right.
And that was my biggest concern, because for the longest time, everybody's stress comes from money. Or like it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't
money
matter
is the root of all evil.
Where you what
you've
been through. But
money and power, the root of all evil.
It's money. That's what most people fight about. It's either money or women.
Yeah.
And I'm a provider. And I told Carla this. I'll make all the money that you ever need. I'm going to be tired most of the time. So I'm not really going to be wanting to do anything or spend any time with anybody, as fucked up as it may seem. And she's like, I don't care about the money. That's just like the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
What I need you to do is be there.
All right.
So that's something that I'm physically actually like trying to work on, is just being there. Like it doesn't matter if I'm like in the room or she's in the room with you know my daughter. I'm not there, even though I am there. I have to complete that family. So baby, I love you.
And I will say, I think that's, as someone that's known you for, what did we say?
It's been a long time.
Yeah, for real. Too long. That's growth. I think, because seeing like how you were when we first met versus the person you are today, like, obviously we've all grown up and like we're all very different than we were when we first met. But not even to give credit to myself, but like I feel like you two, both of you for that matter, have grown immensely. Like you as a father, your mentality towards like relationships and just not even necessarily like intimate relationships, but like friends, family, whatever the case may be, all of that from you has changed ridiculously so, and I'm very like proud of you to be able to say that. And you like I remember, you know, back when we all lived in Kent, as we referenced 1,001 times, like you were struggling, bro. Like, to put it simply, you really were. But like, look, as you like literally just said now, like you went from the guy that was, you know, just keeping the lights on to now being able to tell you, like, what do you want? Yeah, let's make that happen. Yeah. Like, I remember less than a year ago, you looked at me and you was like, you always have money to be able to do all these fun things, and like I want to reach that point.
Damn, yeah, I didn't remember that.
Look at you now. Like, what, you guys went out yesterday?
No, that was fun.
Yeah, I had y'all alternate night, whatever you want to call that.
Definitely like spoiled her.
Yeah, like
when was the last time
you're both doing better.
Somebody?
I don't know, because I don't even spoil myself, to be honest.
And that's the thing, like
I don't.
You guys have both grown so much, and like as my two best friends, like I love to see it. Like I'm immensely proud of both of you.
Yo, honestly, make us cry. Like to go off of that, like me personally, it's like I'm trying to follow. Like even though like we're the same age, I'm like slightly older, so I feel like the older brother. But it's like this guy is so fucking mature.
Yeah.
And it's like
I've always been envious on that,
like,
to be honest.
When it comes to like finances and making sure that I'm doing the right thing, and I always talk to Angel.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, how should I tackle this? Or like what should I do about this? And sometimes when I'm talking to people, they're like, why are you taking his advice? I'm like, because he's the person that I trust over anybody else. Yeah. Like I don't even go to family for like financial advice, because Angel's been at the bottom, and he's been able to just go all the way up just by himself.
Yeah.
Not even with like a partner or someone else, because he's always had it
with or without.
Yeah.
Because like that's like I'll do the same thing. Like he said last year, I hit him up like, yo, like what do I need to do? Because like every year you're going to Comic-Con, you're doing something. You fucking, this is your third car and you haven't had your license in 5 years. Like, like let's be.
Listen, one of those wasn't my fault. Okay.
But the thing is, like, you've always been prepared for the worst. And as somebody who is the oldest, you would think that I would be the one who have it together. I don't have it together. And like Nigel said, I have to back him up. I will always go to you because I always felt like you had it together. Like, there's people in my family who I'm not going to name because I don't want to get canceled like I did the last episode.
Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Mom.
I didn't say all that. It's just a quote. But yeah, like, there's people that still in my family that hit me up. Was like, yo, how do I do this? I'm like, I can't even tell you because I don't even fucking know. So how do I find out?
Yeah, let me just talk to my financial advisor. Angel.
Yeah, Angel. Yeah, like literally, like, yo, bro, like, what? And yeah, like, and y'all told me, like, especially you sat me down. I was like, yo, stop getting a fucking different job. Stick with a job. Stop moving around. Go. Like, I could have done with OCCR, but
You did extenuating circumstances. You, to this day, I tell anyone that asks, I give you a full pass on that one. Like, that,
okay.
That's extenuating circumstances. Like, yes, you could have stood, but you were
put
being actively disrespected.
I was in a bad situation.
Yeah,
like from
different.
day one, it threw me in a bad situation. So, like, let's just say Mr. GS was about to get that neck of his knocked off. Like, you feel me? And fucking, that's about it. But I always would go to you for, like, all that stuff because it just, to me, it didn't make sense. And now my girl, she's pretty much financially, like, the way I can spend financially the female version of you. So, like, if I can't get in contact with you or you're busy, I'll go to her like, yo, babe, like, look, I'm doing this. I have this planned out. She goes, change this, do that, and see what happens. And now I'm doing it. And it's like, holy shit. Yo, look at this. She goes, don't show me low credit score. I'm like, no, this bitch is high now. I'm in the good range.
She said, don't show me that bullshit until you hit an 851.
Yo, facts. So,
I think, honestly, though, I think that even ties back to kind of the relationship conversation. Because, like, love her mom to death, right? She very much raised me from the get-go to be 100% independent. Like, cooking, cleaning, chores, bills, everything she did on her own, no help. And that's something that I don't even think she really, besides like the cooking thing, because I know she actively said, I'm going to make sure you know how to cook before you go on your own and do your own thing. So, like, that's one thing.
yeah, woman know what man I don't know how to cook.
Exactly. But, like, the whole, like, being super independent and, like, making sure all your chores and bills and everything are taken care of, like, that's something my mom instilled in me from young. Like,
Yeah.
and to which I say it goes back into the relationship aspect because I think if there is any fault that I find in myself in relationships, like just specifically speaking in intimate relationship sense, it's that I am that independent. Like, I'm not one that's gonna go, hey, can you help me do this?
Yeah.
I'm going to just go and get it done on my own before asking for help. If it reaches a point to where I can't, and I feel like, and I know that I can't get it done on my own, then I ask for help. But if I feel like it's something that I'm going to prioritize, like, my list of chores and my list of bills or whatever the case may be. I'm going to prioritize them and make sure they all get done in a sequential order. And so, you know, when I have a significant other around, I'm not one that makes modifications to that list. I'm one that's going to continue that same path and then essentially throw your significant other, and like, this sucks to say and even admit to be real to, but like putting your significant other within that same list and making sure like you're attending to them while also attending to your chores and bills and everything else you need to get done.
Yeah. No. That's
real shit.
Yeah.
To be
Shout out to
honest.
Velma.
Facts.
She got 2 shout-outs and 2 separate videos. That's great.
Yeah.
Listen, the next guest star.
Yeah,
'Cause
fact.
honestly, your mom, keep it real. All of our moms,
Yeah, they helped us out in a lot of different ways.
they're like so real, and it's like
That's
your mom was there, like she raised you majority of the time.
Yeah.
Your mom was the only one that was there, even though I still had my dad in my life, and then I had my stepfather Nori, which he's a big influence. I always looked at my mom as the head of the family.
Yeah.
And
It's funny how like colloquial American like traditions, if you were to put it that way, is that the male is the head of the family. But like us, like coming from Spanish families, it's always you have a matriarch. It's either your grandmother or your mom. They are the head.
Yeah. And for me, I'm not in a Spanish family, but for me, it was both. It was both my grandmother and my mother.
Exactly.
Like my mom, I'm her first son, her firstborn, and she had to learn how to raise a man by herself. That should be a father's job, is to raise a man, not a woman's. But my mom did very well for what she could. There's some things that she missed, but she's a woman. She's not supposed to teach me everything that a man's supposed to do. I'm supposed to learn that on my own or from my father, but that's a different story for a different day.
And that, you know, going back to that or future, it's weird being the man of the household and having a daughter.
Yeah.
Because you're at like a certain age, like you have to stop doing things. You have to like lean back and let the mother continue growing your child. And it's like you want to be a part of that, but you need to have an understanding that it's two different
Size.
beings.
Yeah.
She's a female at the end of the day, and I'm a male. I can't teach her certain things because I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why it's always important to have
Ooh, excuse me.
both parents in the household.
Yeah.
Didn't get that lucky. Sorry.
Damn. Yo, I don't think neither of us really. Well,
I think just kind of tying into that though, I think a big thing there is what's really going to come into play, and I don't know if you noticed this already, and this is just kind of me spitballing from like what I've seen and what I hear. Like a big thing is going to be how you treat Carla.
Yes.
Because like as like yes, she's a baby now, not even a year old yet, but as she is able to like pick up on memories and cues and things that are going on, she's going to eventually at some point start looking for the things that you showed her for how you treat Carla, for what she wants to look for in the future.
Yeah, because the first thing she's gonna do when she get older is like my dad showed me how to treat a woman. She's not gonna go for a guy that's gonna treat her like shit. Because best believe she's gonna have 3 dudes right behind her who's gonna whoop that kid's ass. But
they say your daughter goes after the man who most likely resembles characteristics of her father.
Yeah.
So like,
because it shows love. That's how you.
You know, I don't disrespect Carla. We don't argue. We don't fight. Like especially not in front of Eno.
Yeah. But if you guys have a disagreement, you talk it out.
We talk it out. We have conversations, and you know, I love my girls to death. I love Carla to death. She's a great mom. She's a great parent. She's a great spouse. And honestly, like without her, I don't know what I would do. And to bring this beautiful baby girl into the world, it's like that's why, you know, demeanors change. It's like you're not doing it solely for yourself anymore. Like you're doing it to provide and you know, to make sure that your family grows as well as they can. Like if you come from a fucked up background, you have to be the person that changes how your family lineage is.
Yeah.
So there will be no, you know, female hierarchy in my family because I'm here. God damn it,
Yeah.
I'm here.
He said, "Screw the matriarchy. I am the patriarch."
Oh, you want to go to the mall with your friends? Go talk to your mom.
Motherfucker.
What did she say?
What did the patriarchy? Go ask your mom. Just whatever she says goes. I ain't got no part of that.
She's still the boss. So.
Well, I got a question.
You can't change that.
This could be only a me thing, like just to kind of like loosen up the conversation a little bit. But have you guys?
This conversation
this is great.
We'll get loosened.
Have you guys ever started an argument where you sniff another for no fucking reason?
What? One more time?
Have you?
Sorry, we have like our own
conversation.
Yo, and I lost all confidence in my question. Like I'm just like I don't care anymore. No, like this could be just a me thing because like I said, I'm fucking stupid. But
we know.
Have you ever started an argument with your significant other for just no reason? Like you guys?
No, that is absolutely fucking toxic.
No,
there is no other word for that.
Like I don't.
Toxic.
So
maybe you were just bored.
I think I was because like there was like the day was fine. Like I don't know, like something triggered me, and I just like started arguing with her about it, and she was like telling me, she goes, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
I'm not gonna hold you. I haven't stirred an argument, but I have just, I get my personality from my dad, right? He's like a hothead for no reason.
Yeah.
Like you guys,
We know.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, he told
So-
me some shit on the balcony. That's just scary, bro.
Like just out of nowhere, like I would just get annoyed for no reason.
Yeah, that's what happened. Like,
And-
I don't know what the fuck it was.
And like I would put it out on Carla, and I'm just like, why the fuck am I doing this?
yeah,
Like the whole day was fine.
fine. Yeah,
And it's just something that snaps. It's hard to explain, and it's hard to get into because you physically don't understand
why?
why you switch.
I
Like,
know.
Like that's literally what happened. Like I felt so bad because she was visibly upset, and she goes, "Like, what is your problem?" Now, like I sat there, I'm
and
like,
he's like, I don't know.
"Yeah,
I think that really comes, like, at the end of the day, right? You're gonna spend the most, and no offense to any significant others, right? But the most accessible person when you go home is your significant other,
no,
right? So if you've had a stressful work day, if you've had just a long week, whatever the case may be, a lot of times, then, like, again, shit sucks, but there's really only one person that can catch that innate
That
feeling.
fade.
Yeah.
Like only one
get over
person that,
here."
and I think the big responsibility there on you,
It's just owning up to it, really.
one, owning up to it, and two, catching yourself.
Yeah,
Understanding that, like, the argument you just started has
No
nothing to
meaning.
fucking do with your
Yeah.
significant other. You're just angry already.
yeah. And I think that's what
and
happened.
just being able to take a step back and be like, whoa, what am I doing right now?
Yeah,
Let me chill and calm down and just, like, apologize.
yeah,
Because you just have to understand that, like, you're now just taking out your frustrations on your significant other, even though whatever the fuck the problem is
yeah.
didn't come from them. They didn't do anything to you. You're
Yeah.
just angry.
And that's literally what happened. Like she did nothing wrong. Like literally, like our friends left and everything, and I was just like, I'm triggered. Like I was like, what the fuck? Like I don't know what
I'm
happened.
fucking true.
Like yo, like something just flipped in my head, and then like as we are talking, I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like it was so weird. But yeah, I was just like, I am so sorry. I was like, I don't know what I was upset for. Like there was nothing for me to be mad about. I was just mad. I think I was just having a bad week or something. And yeah, like they laughed, hey, no, have a good day. Oh, what the fuck was that? And it's like, what? I'm like, the fuck was that? I'm like, why am I mad?
I told you I don't like raisins in my potato salad.
Should we make potato salad? But yeah, that's how I'm like, what? I'm like, I can't be the only one because like I'm like that just felt so unnatural.
Nah, yeah, it's something that like just comes over you, and as fast as it started, is as fast
As it ends. Yeah, because that's what it was.
You're just like you're in like this weird void where it's like I just made my girl mad for no apparent reason, and now I'm mad because she's mad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like now you're mad at yourself. It's like, why the fuck did I do that?
And I'm the type of person when I'm getting mad, I like don't talk to me, don't be around me. I will eventually get better,
And that's what. Yeah.
and then I'll come back to you and be like, hey, like, I apologize, yada yada.
Yeah.
But for me, it may take a couple of days.
No.
I don't know if it's like
Man's
pettiness or
holding
Yeah.
grudges out here
For
for a
no
problem
reason.
that you
No,
started.
for no reason.
No, so like to back him up on that, like I'm literally the same way. Like, and to go back to what happened in this situation is like she was asking me because I was visibly upset, and she's like, "Is something wrong?" And like we just had a good day, and I just didn't want to talk about it, but she kept like egging it, and then I just like, what did you say, nigga? Like I just snapped,
Nah, stink meaner.
like literally just, and then
I'll motorboat you if I'm mad.
And then we talked about it, and then like fucking time I went back, and I'm just like, what the fuck was I mad about?
The only thing I could compare to is if your girlfriend has ever had a dream about you cheating on them, but it happened in their dream, and they wake up and they're mad at you,
That happened,
and it's
yeah.
like
Like
it was
literally,
your dream.
yeah, facts. I woke over there.
I just existed.
It
Yeah.
was your dream.
She was like, apologize. I'm like, what did I do? Like, I was like, Because I talk in my sleep, so I was like, did I say something crazy? Did I do something? And she's like, no, you cheated on me in my dream. I was like,
She said, apologize right now.
yeah. I was like, what?
Apologize right
Bro,
now.
I really thought I did something wrong because like there's been times like me and her we can't sleep for whatever reasons, so we'll go over and sleep on the couch. So I woke up and she was on the couch and she's like, apologize. I'm like, oh shit, I really fucked up. I'm like, what did I do? I'm like, what did I do? Did I say something? Did I hit you by accident? What did I do? She goes, no, you cheated me in my dream. I was like, oh, sorry.
Get over it.
I'm like, what?
I didn't actually do anything wrong here.
Yeah, I was like, wait.
Do shit.
I'm like, wait, what? And the funny thing is, 2 weeks later, I did the opposite. It's like she woke up and I'm like, apologize.
I mean, I feel like you
Apologize right now. Please.
shut up, Chris Tucker.
Please. You tell me you never do this, but you did.
You lying bitch.
Fuck you. I threw out all your plushies, all your makeup's down the drain.
I scraped it all out. It's all gone now.
I put your cat in the. No, I'm not gonna do all that. I love the cat.
You did not distract the cat, bro.
Yeah, that's
The
what
cat did nothing wrong
I
to
know.
you.
The cat just wants love.
Taylor Swift. Now
Cats?
Peter. Peter gonna fuck you up, bro.
I was gonna say I threw
And
the cat
Diddy.
outside. Hey, yo,
Diddy go.
that's you, nigga. That's all
You
you.
got other things to worry
Yeah.
You're right.
about.
We never actually finished the cons in a relationship conversation.
Honestly, that
I
I
think
feel like
we-
we're all around the same margin.
Yeah,
It's
We're in the same margin of error.
basically
yeah. We kind of have like, yeah.
like there's little negativity that I have towards my relationship, and I mean me and Carla have been together for 5 years, and it was like the worst like start to a relationship like I've ever seen, and
Yeah.
I've seen my dad and my mom physically fight, and I'm just like, I don't know how we lasted this long, but we did, and we years down the line we made it work to the point where we don't have
Any argument.
spats about any one particular thing, or it's just me learning how to be a better father and just being there for my family. That's basically
Yeah, like you guys just had like the biggest like 180 in your relationship.
Mhm.
So now you have to relearn everything all over again because now there's a third party involved.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Like that's different.
And every
It's-
action, everything that I do, every little step, like let's say I want to take out a loan. I'm gonna think about why I need to take out this loan, why I need money, and does it pertain to helping my daughter with anything?
Right.
If she doesn't need it, I don't need it.
Right.
If she wants it, I'm gonna give it to her. But it's logical. Like you have to think about the end goal or what the outcomes are.
Mm-hmm. It's understanding the opportunity cost.
Yes.
Like, is the decision you're about to make, how does it benefit you in the immediate? And just even to tie it back to the very beginning of this one, how is it going to affect you in 5 years? Because like now it's not just you have to worry about.
Mhm.
It's not just Carly you have to worry about. It's Eno.
Mhm.
Eno is end all, be all, say all. She is the reason behind every single little motion you make now.
Mhm. And honestly, I wouldn't have it no other way.
Word.
Mind you, I didn't want kids at all. And Carla was very adamant about having, marriage, a house, a kid. And we talked about it. We're like, listen, if you want those things, like there's a certain order that we have to go into. And it was always a house. Obviously, shit didn't work out. And the market fucking sucks. So, it was a happy little accident. We
Stop it, Bob Ross.
happy little
Paint
accident.
clouds. This is fucking paint clouds in her nursery.
We got pregnant with Eno, and honestly, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. Especially like I didn't want a child, and I didn't want a little girl. And God
got
was
both.
like, "Yo, fuck
getting
you,
both.
fuck you.
Yeah,
You don't tell me what I give you."
you gonna get this? Yep.
So you want no? How about yes?
Yeah, the quickest 180 in this man's life.
And honestly, couldn't be happier. That's the babes.
Proud of you, kid. Come on, you can give me a pound too. Go ahead.
Come here.
There you go. Oh, this is.
Okay.
Keep it manly. Hold on.
Okay,
Keep it manly.
This was a little bit off of, what you've seen the last two episodes, right? We were just making
real
a joke.
talk.
Yeah,
But
this
is
is
real talk.
actually
This is why we're such best friends. The three of us is because we could talk about literally anything.
yeah.
And the conversation could go on for hours and hours and hours. Now, we're gonna make some gaming content. So
You're gonna get this Elgato set up.
you
You guys are gonna watch me beat both of their asses in every single game we play.
we definitely hoped this opened a lot more, doors
Yeah.
essentially, because
Mhm.
it's like you guys see
The inner workings of our mind.
Yeah, and just how we talk and interact with each other.
Wait. In the words of Patrick Star.
forehead.
No.
Who you calling Pinhead?
The inner machinations
Is
of
of
my
my
mind
mind.
are an enigma.
How do you remember that?
Because I love that.
How
quote.
do you remember that?
It is a
quote?
bunch of big words that mean absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah. Hard enigma. Like, okay, Jeff Hardy. Jesus.
Oh my god!
But this was our realest one yet. So this was.
And listen, this is only the third episode, so I mean there was way more topics to get
Yeah.
into.
We had
but-
like
We-
7
yeah.
for today. We got one.
One. Yeah, we had a whole.
we got two. We got two.
What was the
1.5.
It was relationship cons and it was future.
It kind of
Alright.
ties in together too. Yeah.
They did kind of tie together,
Yeah.
but
'Cause, yeah.
Listen. Again, we could talk for hours, but
I feel like I already forgot the first one.
we're gonna leave you guys right here. Go back to the first and second episode,
Mm-hmm.
so that way you could see everything that we've been through, everything that we talked about.
And honestly, if you got some, then go ahead with the conversation. Also, drop it in the comments. I want to read about it.
Yeah, if you
Sure.
have any topics that you would like us to discuss, I mean, we're well rounded. So anything from battle rap to hip hop to science to theories and conspiracies, like we talk about it all. So definitely like, comment, subscribe, comment any topics you'd like to hear from us, and we'll mention it in the next video. So my name is NJLR. This is Jet. This is AM. We are the Headquarters Podcast, and we'll catch you on the next episode.